We're back again for another episode, and last episode I was tearing everything out the van, just tearing everything out the van, ready to do a new refit, a new layout. I might even look at getting rid of the cladding on the roof. I might even look at trying to check. I'm in quite a unique position here because I put in the wool insulation in the walls, double bubble foil around that as like a vapor barrier, and like taped it all to the edges to like try and seal it in as best as I could. So what I'm thinking I might do is actually take everything out, like even the walls, and see what the insulation behind is like, whether it's rotting away the metal of the walls like people say it could do. I don't know if it might take a longer period than that. But yeah, in a unique position to do a bit of research, but also to check out what's beneath the surface. So let's get started. By the way, I keep whacking my knuckles. Look at all these gnarly boys. Oh, they're grim. Let's remove all this insulation and get rid of this partition. We'll remove the bed, have a clear run through, and then we can think about the next stage after that. Well, we can finally go all the way through. Sad times, but also exciting times. I mean, it was very hard to get all of this out, which makes me feel a little bit good about my carpentry skills, shall we say. But it is quite amazing just how much quicker you can destroy something or take something apart than you can put it together. This is the culmination of about 4 hours work compared to how many weeks it took to put all in there. I do understand a lot of the time was also done with cladding these walls and insulating it, but I've taken out the whole interior. The whole interior is gone. Now, I don't know if you guys remember a guy called Jello. We met Jello back at the LTA Summit. That was it. God, Jesus. The LTA Summit YouTube event with Fun for Louie and Dave Erasmus and a bunch of other YouTubers. I met Jello there. That's when I pretty much got my channel going. That was before I had 1,000, even before I had 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, Jello is the guy that we met in Spain, in Asturias, on the Eurotrip. And he is coming to stay with us for about a week and a half, which is going to be really fun and exciting, actually. He's going to help me out with the van. I'm going to try and teach him English, which is probably not a good idea for Jello. I don't know why he agreed to this, because my English is not great. But I mean, actually, to be honest, if he learnt it from me, he'd probably fit in better than knowing like the Queen's English, because instead of pronouncing everything very precisely, does one do the Google, which is actually how my grandma talks. So Granny, if you're watching this, I'm really sorry. I'm not trying to take the piss out of you. I love you. I have to go collect him. So today is over for me in regards to van converting. So I'll be back in a second. And we're back. So back in the unit, got the van. We took the weekend off and everything, chilled out, relaxed. Jello is now with us. Hey, Jello! And funny enough, we actually had a bit of luck over the weekend. So one of our neighbours had built a Christmas dining table for him and his family, and made it all out of these. He just cut them to 2 meters long. These are like the stud work. Come on, focus. Just like the stud work timber bits that you get at any building merchants. And I got an absolute ton of them off of him for free. So that's going to do most of the structure inside the van, which is great. That's just saved me a bunch of money, which is really, really handy. Let's remove all the cladding, We're going to get to the insulation behind, see what the state of the insulation is, and we might even look at replacing it with like Celotex, like that sort of closed cell foam board stuff. Yeah. Right, so we have removed both sides of the walls. Jello's been an absolute legend. He's come all the way from Spain. He's recently just left his job, and he's going to look at exploring all of South America for a long time.
And then North America, and then Asia, and then... So the plan, there's no plan.
There's no plan.
And let's see what happens.
The most suspicious bit is, though, what Jello's worried, because he's never been to the US before, and he's going to come from South America to the US, potentially, and his surname, what's your surname, Angelo? Oh, Angelo?
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez?
And Lopez.
And Lopez.
Both.
So the US aren't going to like that. They haven't built the wall yet.
I want to have a nice chat there at the border.
One thing I'm going to look at doing is, I really do like the cladding. It's been a big favourite of mine, and I like I don't know, it's something about pine cladding, it's just very satisfying. So I'm not going to do anything to the roof. I'm not going to take out the roof. I'm going to leave the roof where it is. And my reason for this is that I've already insulated the roof. It's got wool-based insulation in there, so I'm fine with that being adequately insulated. I want to insulate the floor more, because all I've got is the double bubble foil insulation under there. The Reflectix, and I want to potentially look at adding some foam board stuff, but I'm already very close to touching the roof, so if I was to insulate the top with like some thick board and the floor, I would start doing this, and the whole point of me buying a high roof camper van is completely invalid. So we're going to leave the roof as it is, and then also we're going to be taking out the floor to re-insulate the floor. Right, so we're behind one of the panels of the Reflectix. Actually, we insulated this pretty well, so I might not even do the walls with Celotex. But if you look behind here, people have been saying that this like rockwool stuff eats away at the steel. I've had this in here now for a year. I can't see a single bit of marking or any slight bits of erosion. As you can see in my van, it's absolutely fine. It's been up there for a year. I'm sure if that inside bit was getting moist and then dried and moist and dried and moist and dried, maybe that would accelerate the process. But based on what it looks like back there, it looks like exactly the same as if I put it up yesterday. So I feel like what I've done here with the wool-based insulation to keep me insulated, and then the Reflectix, I know it's like not really acting as an insulation because it's like not got a very big air gap between it and the cladding, but it's acting as a good vapor barrier at the moment. So I think I'm going to leave the walls. So really this is turning out to be great for me, because the walls have been really well insulated. There's nothing wrong with that wool insulation. It could be a bit better with the Celotex boards, but the wool-based stuff is doing really well for me. I was pretty sure on that anyway, because when we went up to Manchester with Dave and we had the heater on, we had it on its lowest setting and it was roasting in the van. Like no heat was really getting out. So walls are sufficient. Floor is the one to focus on, I think. Thank you so much all my DIY nomads coming to watch. We'll be back next week with more content. Plan to have the place painted. We're going to get started properly with the van. Hopefully the floor will be getting in and being done. Really exciting things ahead. So I'll catch all of you DIY nomads next time.